and sisters, I no longer have a dream, I have a nightmare. We're all gonna die. Run for your lives. I have brothers and sisters, I no longer have a dream, I have a nightmare. We're all gonna die. Run for your lives. I have
The November jobs report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics released this week showing some staggering numbers in unemployment. The latest data finds that despite a job opportunity increase, nearly 700,000 women are still missing from the workforce. And for Black women, the unemployment has surged to roughly 7.5%, outpacing the broader workforce and sounding an alarm for the U.S. labor market.
So today is my first day being unemployed, and I got notice I was being laid off while on parental leave. Yep. Coincidentally, the last day of my parental leave was also the last day of my employment, which was yesterday. And while I could say a lot about how I feel, I want to focus on a much broader issue, one that I am now a part of. Since February of this year, over 300,000 Black women have been pushed out of the workforce, and that is across corporate, federal, and nonprofit sectors. Men, on the other hand, have gained more than 600,000 jobs.
This pastor says that this picture was taken in Alabama, right across the border from Georgia. These look like KKK members meeting up to start causing chaos.
Together. You see this? This was just across the border in Alabama, just across the Georgia border. Caucasian brothers and sisters, get your people together. You need to get them together, because as a pastor, that same old preaching, forgive so that it's better for yourself, that will not be happening because you have abused Black forgiveness. Get your people together. Same old preaching, forgive so that it's better for yourself, that will not be happening because you have abused Black forgiveness. Get your people together. I could say things like you're poking the bear and all of those things, but what I will say is what I said earlier today. There is nothing in the world more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. This is ridiculous. You're getting goaded into doing something that none of you really want to do.
First of all, they do.
This is ridiculous. You're getting goaded into doing something that none of you really want to do.
First of all, they do want to do this.
All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations unto the legmen feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, in sincerity and truth of His great gospel coming out of our Bible. And it's not only the end of what the wicked, not only the end of Esau, Edom, it's also the end of these puppets they done set up in this society. Right, they done set up these puppets, these leaders, they done set up women, right, they done set up sodomites and wicked men, right, idols, celebrities, right, these people are no longer important to society. That's why Esau is cutting them clear with the fuck off. Esau no longer needs him no more, because he got what he needs, right, you got this organization called the NAACP. The Negroes Against All Colored People group, right? They don't give a damn about a so-called black man. First off, this was an organization started by who? Small Hatters, by Esau Edom, the wicked, right? And what did they ever do for so-called people of color? Not a goddamn thing. They held you down, right? They held you down, right? This is an organization. The scripture says what? The book of Isaiah 9 verse 16 says, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed, right? Who are the leaders of this people, right? You in a society, entertainers, musicians, rappers, celebrities, right? Businessmen that sold out to the elites, right? They gave you that one black dude, right? The first so-called black brain surgeon doctor, right? You could tell he was a Illuminati type motherfucker. Esau done made a movie about him with Cuba Gooding Jr., right? Ben Carson, if I'm not mistaken. Right, they gave you, what was the other dude? That one lawyer, that black lawyer from back in the days, but not with the O.J. Simpson trial, but with the getting blacks into integrate, right? They give you certain men from history because these dudes are part of what their system, right? It says for the leaders of this people, Martin Luther King. Right, I started off with the AI. Even AI got a better description of how Dr. Martin Luther King really was probably thinking. He knew he done fucked up. Right, he done joined hand in hand with the most wickedest man on the earth. A man who has never changed with his tactics, his method of operation. Why? Because it has always worked for him. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, they that are led of them are destroyed. And a lot of our people then died following after what? False Christian leaders, false Islam leaders, false entertainers trying to push black power, Negro resolution, right? I can't say too much about the Northern Kingdom because I don't know what the fuck is going on in that society with what I see on the news, but we already know they people done let them off, right? Once they worshiping, they into fucking death, right? The Day of the Dead, right? They into worshiping skeleton Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, right? Everything is about sacrifice and darkness, right? So we know our people are led astray. You got Gad just drunk off that fucking liquor, gone, still waiting for, I don't know what the fuck they waiting for. They ain't looking to the Holy One of Israel. That's what the scriptures say, right? This is the book of Jeremiah 4 verse 22. It says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, right? Stupid. Sottish children, stupid, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do what evil, but to do what? But to do good, they have no knowledge. They so wise to do the evil, they done set up Edomite to rule over them, right? And when you look at the NAACP, the founders, 1909, it says Negroes against all colored people. That's what I'm gonna call them, man, because that's all it been, right? But it wasn't started by Negroes, man. They give you W.E.B. Du Bois, right? But after that, you got Edomite, nigger woman, Edomite, right? You got a coon nigga who look like a damn devil, right? And then you got the ninja woman, right? This is a send-off group. That's why they have never been beneficial to nobody.
This is one of those videos that it can, people can take it either way. So I'm not going to sit and put any disclaimers out or anything like that. I'm just going to just come out and say it. The NAACP has a bunch of handkerchief heads and coons in it. Yeah, I said it. A bunch of handkerchief heads and coons. Let me tell you why. When you have an organization that's supposed to be for black people, by black people, and all they've done over the years have defended other people's sensibilities, it tells me a bunch of bourgeois Negroes, a joke. A lot of y'all don't know the NAACP was not founded by black people. It was founded by a Jewish man. And a Jewish man was in charge of it for a very long time. Hence the mindset of us conforming to everybody else. When blacks were saying that the NAACP need to take a stronger stance on certain things, it was the director or president, see how you want to describe him at that time, told black people, you just worry about civil rights. Let me focus and the other groups focus on the financial thing. And what happened to our community? We still reeling from that decision. Here it is, the NAACP can talk about animal rights, white women rights, what happened to our community. We still reeling from that decision. Here it is, the NAACP can talk about animal rights, white women rights, gay rights, Mexican rights, but they never talk about black rights. Right now, if you call your local branch, I guarantee you have a hard-ass time getting in contact. I tried. I remember when I was in the military and was having some issues dealing with some people in the military. I tried to call the media. Nobody wanted to touch it. Call the NAACP. Couldn't get in contact. You find a guy in contact, somebody told you to stand down. Terry was having some issues dealing with some people in the military. I tried to call the media. Nobody wanted to touch it. Call the NAACP. couldn't get in contact. You finally got in contact. Somebody told you to stand down.
Read the book of Isaiah 3:12. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors." Right? It's talking about the wicked. Right? These Edomites have a mind of a what? Of a damn near child, man. You can tell. Look at their whole world of thinking. You're a grown man. All you can think about is comics and being goofy and being nerdy and comedy and goofiness. There ain't no fucking seriousness about these devils at all whatsoever. Right? It says, "As for my people, they play dress up." You got grown men dressing up as women, dressing up as dogs, dressing up as superheroes, right? It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and what? And women rule over them," right? They done took the strong men, so-called strong men they had in this society. Your church leaders, your other leaders, your political leaders, your revolutionists, right? And they done replaced them with what? Women. Celebrity women. Women pastors. Right? You know what they all about? Achieving what Esau Edom's goal, just like them wicked ass ninjas was about, right? Because it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths," right? And our people are destroyed because they followed after what? The wrong things in this society. Like, these things ain't gonna lead you to what? Salvation and everlasting life. Right? Chasing money and chasing stardom. Right? It's not gonna lead to salvation. Right? Trying to build in a broken kingdom is not gonna lead to salvation. You need to wake up to who you are as a whole Israelite and realize why you're in the condition that you're in. This is a punishment. Right? Jake don't want to be punished, but guess what? You're going to be fucking punished. It's the book of Jeremiah 4:10. It says, "Then said I, Lord, power, surely thou hast greatly deceived this people." Right? In Jerusalem, saying, "Ye shall have peace, whereas the sword reacheth unto the soul." Right? That's what they think in their minds. Everything's going to be all right. Right, everything's gonna be alright. They done set up these puppets, making you comfortable, putting you to sleep, right? Feeding you that Babylon poison, right? You drinking that Babylonian juice. You really supposed to be throwing that shit the fuck up, but guess what? A lot of you people like it, right? You done got comfortable in sitting in shit, right? I'm read this again in Jeremiah 4:22. "For my people is foolish," right? Only a fool would continue to want to be a slave in a broken society. Only a fool would see a path to salvation and take a path to destruction instead, right? That's our people. "For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish," a bunch of stupid, retarded motherfuckers. That's what we're around. Bunch of stupid, simple, retarded ass people, right? That's about to be destroyed. "They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." They have no knowledge. That's why the Lord is taking away their jobs. That's why the Lord is taking away their comfort. Right? Their happiness. Right? It says here in Jeremiah 4:14, "O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved." Right? A lot of our people don't want to be saved. They said, "Saved from what?" This is the best place on earth. We've been saved. Right? They thinking Federal Reserve notes, a house with lights and running water, that's salvation. No, man. That is Esau's kingdom. That is just Esau's kingdom. And guess what? Everything's about to go dark in this society, man. The Lord's about to shut everything clear the fuck off, man. When all hell breaks loose in this society. Because guess what? You're still dealing with a system that's still in full operation. Right? Your government is still operating. The military is still operating. There's going to be a time you ain't going to hear nothing but screams and yells and horror, right? "O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved." How? Saved from what? From the things that we're talking about, the said perils, right? The famine, tribulation, the death, right? "How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee?" Right? Jake start thinking like a goddamn heathen. "Brother, man, you worry too much. Everything gonna be alright." That's what them fake leaders tell you. Nah, everything ain't gonna be alright. Only for the elect. And we pray that we're of the elect, right? This is the book of Isaiah 9, and let's start at 14. It says, therefore the Lord will cut off from what Israel, head and tail, branch and rush. In one day, it says, the ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail, right? The Lord about to get rid of a lot of you ancient, wicked motherfuckers. A lot of you false leaders, man, telling our people peace and safety, everything gonna be all right, brother. You just gotta believe. We gotta put our votes together and put in somebody in power that's gonna. Yeah, we already putting our votes together for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.